Mr. Coffee, joined by Casper, as always. What's up, bro?
Not much, not much.
We haven't recorded too much this league. We've been mostly
Busy.
kind of playing. That and playing.
Oh
They,
yeah,
they've
we
been
haven't been playing. We haven't been playing. I'm rich.
or
In spirit.
I
In
don't.
spirit.
It's supposed to be like I don't know if you're rich and I'm not. Like, what's
In
going on here?
spirit. In spirit. I think we talked a little bit about this off air. The fact that it's always like it's always a perception of like, damn, we got no drops. Damn, like we're not banking no money. But then we're like rolling around in like Bentleys and Rolls Royces.
Yeah,
I don't
because
even know if those are expensive cars. Like I'm a little out of touch, but like Lamborghinis and Ferraris,
yeah, yeah, I get you.
and it's kind of
That's
like
kind of
it's an odd feeling. It's a very odd feeling of having FOMO this late in the league and being at the stage that we're at and still feel like you've made no progress since league start. It's a weird feeling.
I guess that's more of like your type of build. I know that one because it's like the Orabot thing. Like you're not feeling your upgrades as much as you would want to. Like
True.
mine,
True.
I find myself sometimes getting like a little complacent. I, this is very different than how it started.
Right.
This
Right.
build was fucking struggling in the fucking beginning. Like it's still struggling now, but it's struggling that's like normal for the build.
Okay. Yeah,
So
ironically, unironically maybe, have not struggled with this character. At least it doesn't feel like it because I've been carried for most of it. And by carried, I mean like I'm not doing any damage, right? I'm just like I'm here. Um, and other than like making modifications due to like preferred auras because you don't want to do this type of damage that then that's like, oh, I gotta change the color in this one, da 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 da. Other than that, it's been like the only way as an aura bot, like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? There are other indicators, but it's we don't want to get into the weeds of things.
it's like it feels boring when you're doing it right.
Not boring. It feels unimpactful. Like you don't know if you're making an impact. You're just like there, and nothing's happening. It's just like when you're the power creep on a carry, like you feel shit dying. You can tell the seconds of shit dying. You're counting down
Yeah,
3, 2, 5, 1. Like you counting subconsciously the amount of clicks you have to do. Stuff like
like
that.
I notice how much stronger you make me just out of like doing like semi non-juice normal maps that anybody would run
Mhm.
that aren't like necessarily dangerous, and then going to these tier 16 8 mod fucking corrupted maps that are fucking that would
Yeah.
kill my character looking at me, and we're just going through, I'm taking hits like
We've been pushing pretty hard. Like even at okay, maybe I think we at one point we did push. Did we ever push T17 maps? I think we
no, we did
tried.
16.5s.
No,
The
no, no, not this league.
problem
Last leagues. The last leagues. Have we ever
Oh,
pushed
yeah,
17
yeah.
map?
Last week we did. Last week we were at
Successfully.
the point where we were doing them. 17s.
Successfully.
Yeah, we are doing them successfully, but we
Okay.
had to skip bosses most of the time, and the boss is always the thing because
Okay.
it's a lot harder, first of all, than like the normal fight,
Hmm.
and we kept getting uh
Weird mobs.
okay, so the way no 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 so the way that those work is certain maps will, because they're connected to the T17s closer than others, will some maps will drop you certain types more often,
Right.
like like
Abomination versus Ziggurat and
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like certain maps will only drop one type of those maps. We were farming something that kept giving us the Lycia
Fortress.
fight.
And we can
Uh
only do the abomination fight.
yeah, like the Lycia fight, don't get me wrong, it's not like incredibly hard. It's hard for two people.
Mm.
Because with one person, I know where she's looking. I know where she's gonna start her attacks at me. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're in Lycia, and there's two people, you're like, okay, I hear her thing. I have no idea who she's looking at, so I have to come a little closer to see who she's aiming at. And in that time, I'm like,
And you like
I
cross
have to
piss streams and fucking kill each other.
yeah, it's a lot harder to do those things in two mans, especially being that even though you're an Orabot and that thing, I think our last builds weren't super flimsy. They were
They were
squishy but not
definitely.
crazy. So
I don't even remember what the hell we built last time.
I
I
have
don't
to
even
look.
remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
I know my secondary character, and my trietary character.
I think it
I
was
think
melee last time, wasn't it?
yeah. You were Molten Strike, Zenith.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, no, no,
you
no,
were
no, 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 no. Last time I was Connect Bass. That's what I did last time.
oh, you're right.
Yeah, Connect
So
Bass.
we were having good success, but those bosses were just they're so fucking hard hitting. We could do the map. The map is fine.
Yeah,
Even right now, I'm pretty sure if we roll the T17s correctly, we could currently do the map.
yeah.
The problem
We've been
is
getting better with
I
with the big game with the 8 mods corrupted. We like our survivability and flow with them have been pretty good. I think it's just the Soul Eater mods, like
Soul Eater is
rares,
hilarious, bro.
like they just and just the level of so it's two things. One, we're doing Abyss. Two, and then those Abyss, Chaos, Crazy Soul Eater mods that we get. There's at least one in every map. At least one.
At least, yeah.
And we get around 3 to 5. And then so you get one of those, and then the pack sizes are incredibly high. And then the 8 mods. And then like you start killing things so fast, you don't even see the stingray. I think it's the stingray looking ones. You don't
Yeah,
even see
they
them
just like
anymore. They just
appear.
like appear dead.
They just
Like that's it. Like it's just like what is going on?
they
So
get to
yes.
fucking max stacks of Soul Eaters so fucking fast. It's ridiculous.
So that's where we're currently at, guys.
And I
Um,
think like the big problem isn't necessarily that they're super attacky, right? The problem is not them spawning with Soul Eater. The problem is them
that's
spawning tanky with Soul Eater.
yeah. It takes a while
That's
to kill them,
what
and then they gain. Don't they gain health every time you kill something? They
I don't
gain
know.
they gain multiple stats as you kill things, and then as they eating souls, they're gaining each from each monster, and you're killing hundreds, and you're just mowing like you're just like a lawnmower, just killing, just just slaughtering hundreds of creatures of
Things.
the abyss, and they're just eating all the souls to the point where it's like, why are we still here trying to kill this thing? And you're just like, must kill.
Well, the problem is okay. So this build has an issue where if I am way more tanky as I'm attacking than not.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell. I mean, I know that for a fact. I know that because I know that build, your build. But it's also like, I think partly is like personality, where it's like, no, fuck you, I'm not backing down. And you're just like going 1-on-1 with the Soul Eater with a
Well,
thousand souls.
when we go and have those though, because we can't really run away from it. When they have that many souls, they're really hard to run away from, and unless I have two flame dashes like set up, like they're hard to escape. And then, like you're not trying to escape it forever. You're just trying to let the fucking souls fall off.
Yeah, and I don't think it falls off if they're in combat.
No, it's a time thing.
It's a time
It's
thing.
based on when
Well, I guess we
the
can
last
survive that
assembly
long because
blank.
they just flip out.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where like sometimes I feel like I just can't get away fast enough from this thing for me to be able to do it safely. So I'm like literally like taking a step back and hitting and like just hoping that he doesn't just like auto me, and I'm hoping he hitting my merc because my merc hasn't died from one of those.
Yeah, my creatures typically survive. I guess they don't. I don't think they target them as much. They mostly target us. The monsters in general.
True.
Unless you put like some kind of taunt on them or something like that. Like they don't really mess with them. Every now
And
and then my AG will die, but
taunt doesn't work the same way that it does in PoE as does in other games. Taunt isn't So just in
It's
case
a
you're a little
debuff.
newer,
It's a debuff, yeah.
it's not something that makes you makes the monster pay attention to you. Taunt is more a damage debuff for attacking anything that isn't the target of that isn't the taunter.
Yeah.
So taunt is basically just like a 10% debuff on the enemy if it's hitting anything but the thing that uses taunt. There are what is that totem? Hold up. Hold up. There
Uh,
is something that does use that.
I feel like it's the taunting totem. uh, totem
Decoy
of.
totem. No.
If
Because
there's a
it's
decoy, there's decoy. That's the ranger skill.
so there's the decoy totem that is just like a red skill gem. The
Yeah.
thing is like if you look at normal taunt, the way that it says it in a thing, it just says you can taunt an enemy, right? None of that says the same thing that decoy totem says, which it says summons the totem that taunts nearby monsters to attack it.
Hmm.
Those are two different stats and they do different things.
Right.
So the decoy totem will absolutely taunt things the way that you normally would in like normal world, like World of Warcraft or something like that.
Shit, we might.
But
I might need to find a fucking slot for that shit.
yeah, decoy totem is amazing. But the thing is I you know what I would prefer you fucking putting is reju totem.
I had it and I took it out.
It's
I
hard
t-
because you have to use it, and it's just so
hmm
many buttons.
It's
It's a
yeah,
lot more buttons
bro.
than you thought, right?
Oh, bro.
Remember how I was
I'm
telling you? I was
I'm
like, bro,
so
I'm getting
glad
fatigued, and
I'm
you're just
not
like,
using. I'm so glad I'm not using Link. However, fuck,
that
dude.
means
Like I
I
play.
played something
I'm playing
harder.
Street Fighter, bro. When I
Yep.
when I'm playing with you, I'm just like just fucking combos. Just- and you know what's fuck? When I start getting a little tired, my eyes start glazing, and I just stop hitting buttons, and then you see we start dying more. And you be like, damn, bro. And in my head, I'm like, fuck. Okay. Just press buttons, press buttons. So it's like reminding myself, press buttons, blink, press button, blink, press button, blink. Um,
Like it's a lot.
this is why I'm not
Being
playing right now because
well,
I'm like, I don't think I could play and then not be
well,
distracted.
I was gonna put it not even like 8 mod maps that you could literally just be your general normal auras would be enough. You just have to follow me. I was
Yeah.
gonna just put not. I wasn't gonna put on like farming strat. I was just gonna be doing some maps so I can gather some gold in the meantime. But
Uh,
besides the point.
that's a good pivot for
Yeah.
today's topic actually, because we did get a request and I want to just shout out the person who shout it out, and I'm gonna butcher his name because it's fucking it's a YouTube name, like what the fuck. Uh, Manuel Don Mechito Menechito Menechito Manuel Donachito. I'm gonna put it in a chat. I'm gonna put it in a chat. Maybe our host here can say it better than I did.
Manuel Dominic Chi- Manuel Dominic Tito.
All right, there it is. Part
Because you see that, right? It's Manuel
Dominic
Dominic
Dominic, yeah,
Tito.
Tito. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
So
you for the comment. We did hear you.
thank you for the
Took
comment.
us a
Thank you
while.
for the request. Just basically, the initial request, if you want to find it, it's in the uh, this is Soda episode 103, I believe, 106. Soda is great. And they requested basically a early to mid game currency farm that has requires no investment. And we've made several of these in early leagues, and obviously they're probably a little out of date because just atlas change and content change and all that stuff. However, the principle still stands. Like like some of what we discuss in those episodes still stands. If you want to go check those out, please do so. Um, we go into depth. Today we're probably going to go. What we want to do is kind of go through our some of our favorite content and how we typically target them, target farm them. And again, these require no investment currencies, so no scarabs, uh,
Nothing.
nothing. Just as you complete
If
maps,
you
you put
want,
points.
if you want, and this is just a completely optional thing, Because what I noticed or noticed is people end up accruing like sacrifice at dusk
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
sacrifice at noons. They accrue these a lot
And they
throughout the
don't use
league.
them. Yeah,
Yo, throw them into your Atlas device with your map. It just increased
yeah.
pack size, right?
Fragments. And I'm gonna say it again. It look like the moons. It look like the little moons. Fragments of. Oh shit! I'm drawing my blank. What does it go? Fragments of what?
Sacrifice at noon, sacrifice at
Yeah.
dusk, fragment of the phoenix. You know, if you have one of these fragments, you could toss it in with your map, and it increases pack size and adds a little bit more juice to your map that isn't like super specific
Yeah.
and gonna make it like a lot harder. So just throw those in there if you
Which
want.
if and
And
this will motivate you to do the vol the veil vol. Am I saying that right? Vol.
I always say vol.
Vol. Okay, the vol side areas, right? So when you see
Yep.
them, just go in, do it. Especially if you have a build that can just go through it real quick and do it. Go in, do it, get the sacrifice, and that will then boost your map uh, currencies that you get. It's very easy, low cost. You don't have to do it. What else?
Some of the
Anything else?
monsters inside will be rippy because they are corrupted mods.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean,
So
just
just
look at
make
the
sure to double
mods.
check it. Yeah,
Look at the
double check it
mods.
first. Don't just go in. Uh, but my first one that I sent you is
Okay.
actually the one that I wish I would start out with more often, but I always end up
Uh,
forgetting,
it's
which is
Harbinger.
shrines.
Okay, shrines. All right.
Shrines is if you're having troubles, like for instance, like say you have a build that's able to do C7s and T8s, it's not really getting you enough currency. You kind of want to bump up so that you can start completing more of your Atlas. Put your Atlas points into shrines, start running through and grabbing them,
Oh wait, I think I
and
opened up the
they
same one twice. What the hell did I do?
it'll actually help you just like really progress through your maps. You end up getting like a speed shrine, and then you blitz throughout the map, and then boom, you completed a map in 30 or 40 seconds.
Okay, I think you sent me. I think you sent me the wrong one. So I have a harvest one and I have a shrine one.
Yeah, that's none of that's it. Yeah,
All right. So which one are you talking about right now? Harvest?
I'm talking about shrines. No, I'm just
Sh-
talking about shrines.
No, no. So I have a
Oh wait,
harbinger
I
one
sent you
and
a
I have a
harvest.
harvest.
I sent you a harvest one.
Yeah, I have a harvest one here. I see harvest of the grove, harvest of double
That one
seasons.
has shrines on it, right?
It does have shrines in it, so it's
Yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah, okay. So yeah,
Okay.
but the main part of that one is the fact that it's mainly shrines. Focus on shrines first. You go into harvest secondary, so you could hopefully have the shrine buffs for harvest,
Hmm.
and you're not having to spend anything to actually get the harvest. It's just a free thing that's there. Grab a shrine, head to the harvest, click it as fast as you can. Usually focus on yellow. Yellow is used for gambling a lot late game, so it's usually more sought after and a little bit more
Or you
expensive.
could just sell the juice.
That's what I'm saying. You sell the juice that you're getting from yellow because yellow is usually used for late game gambling.
I heard gambling,
So
and
it
I'm like,
sells
don't
better.
gamble, sell the juice. You like to
No, it
gamble. You like to gamble. That's
I
what.
do I do like to gamble, but it's because I know we can afford it.
Explain the
the
diamond. Explain the diamond. What's going on with the diamond? You gotta have a,
the diamond?
yeah, you have like you have all the nodes like creating a diamond.
Oh, okay. So the diamond is map modifier effects and scarab drop chance effect
Okay.
nodes. So you want map modifiers because so each of the modifiers that pops on your map is something that adds either to your pack size, your quality, or your rarity of items, and they each have like a specific amount that they're supposed to add, right? So an 8 mod map. So say you make them the nicest, most fluffy 8 mod that you can, it won't have very high pack size because none of the mods are dangerous, which are the ones that usually have the bigger boost towards your stuff. By putting in the map effect, you're making the map itself harder, but you're also juicing how much quantity and rarity that you're going to get from it. So I would
Hmm.
focus on the scarab nodes first, and then the map modifier effects.
Yeah.
That gives you the most chance to get stronger before you start getting into that part.
Yeah. So and just to show everyone, I'm showing everyone the mat on the thing here. You see the wheel, this metal wheel, very important to grab, and also 105 out of 132. So he's not using all the points. So there's even a lot room to grow here. There's
Yep, put it
also
into a little bit more.
there's
Put a
also
couple more
like
points anywhere.
he has Eldritch gateways, which I'm assuming he used that to get to the other side. But when you get to this point, you can just opt out these gateways. You don't need it. You
Yeah.
already traveled. So that's another 2 extra points. And I guess we should show them this. So when you click, and we're using PoE Planner. If you don't know about this, feel free. You can play around with this. It'll show you all the modifiers, right? Show you like what you might get when you do it, especially per uh, uh, what do you call this? The type of content. Um, what you want to do is to click the middle button of the type of content that you want to do. It gets as simple as it doesn't get any simpler than that. You want to do shrines? Click shrines, right? Once you see shrines, you see shrines all across the atlas. You see where they're at. Read it and just plan out your trajectory to it. Once you get to those areas and you get the content that's your favorite content, then you want to start expanding outward and to other stuff.
Yep. Filling in. If you're trying to focus Eldritch, put in your Eldritch.
Oh,
Because
that's right.
those
I noticed. Yeah, you didn't even do Elrich on this one so far. You
Yeah,
never
that
even
was
did here.
because this is the strategy I use to complete to fill out my atlas.
Mm,
Uh, the shrines that you'll end up getting will speed up your mapping. It'll make it a lot safer because of defensive shrines as well.
yeah, and boosting
The
and damage.
boosting your damage, it just helps out with being able to complete it. And even if something is a little harder than you normally would be comfortable going for, like you can still probably do it if you're careful. So
Yeah,
this just helps you push
in
for
this
more points.
in this Alice, he doesn't pick up I don't know how to say this syncretism, syn syncretism. Jesus Christ! It basically gives you another buff from the shrines. So every time you see a shrine, you get two buffs from them. And this mod alone, it will,
Oh, syncretism. I missed it. Yeah, my
yeah,
bad.
you will completely like double your defenses, double your damage, just like on just taking this up. And it's a very good way of helping you blast maps. You don't have to stay with it. It's like a temporary power creep, especially if you're mapping. It's a good way to keep things going. Um, Drawing the power, I would probably caution on draining the power because it can make some of those shrines a little sketchy.
A little sketchy to get to.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're depending on your build, if you're struggling a little bit, opt out of that one. Opt out of that one.
Yeah.
Anything else? And again, this is just harvest with scarabs. I know there's others. Like to complete atlases, there's Kirok ones. Um,
Yep.
Highly recommend those. I don't. You don't have a Kirok one, I'm assuming, right?
I use well, Kirok has his own atlas, by the way. So your atlas is not affected by Kirok's atlas. But when I use Kirok, I usually use him for unique maps.
Okay.
It saves
So
you a lot of money. Do you know how many times I've gotten a Cortex out of fucking Kirok, dude? Good God.
yeah. So again, there's other ways to complete your atlas, but if you want to target farm what you want to target farm, they're good. I guess this is a good point to say this is that there are there are content that complement each other. There are
Yeah.
content that don't necessarily ruin each other, but they don't really go mesh well together. For example, if he did harvest and shrines, but also added delirium to this, which is this little sucker right here, it's not going to be a bad thing. It's just that harvest, uh, correct me if I'm wrong, does harvest pause delirium? Um,
All league mechanics pause delirium.
okay, so
Just as an aside.
technically, so technically, it would still go well then.
But it would, but this would be my suggestion for if you wanted to add delirium, right? So if you want to add delirium, skip all nodes that give you chance to have a delirium mirror and put in like pack size and stuff like that, and then put using delirium orbs, put delirium on a map.
Well, technically, that's using a currency mod.
That is, but
to
I'm just
choose.
saying, if you wanted to go and like really focus on delirium, I would do that because it removes the time restraint.
Okay, and I would probably go a step further and say don't do delirium if you're in early to mid
If you're
game.
struggling. Yeah, if you're struggling, don't do delirium. It's just gonna add more shit and more rares.
Yeah, delirium is not the easy content to do off the bat. Like even if you're just going straight delirium, you're not doing anything else. It is still not easy to do. You need specific builds. You need to be aware of certain things when in delirium. That isn't necessarily the case for other.
You have to at least be able to kill Kosis, because if not, he will randomly one shot you as he follows you through the
Yeah,
delirium.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess you can
Kosis
say
is
that
so
with
pathetic.
all content, right? You can say that with all content, but I think
No,
delirium specifically, like it's just like, yeah, early to mid game, I'd stay away from that.
well, actually, I guess Harvest you could run into bosses, because you could run into Harvest boss. They are in there. Um, I
Again,
don't think
it's
you'll
every
be able.
topic, right? They all have bosses. They all have things that could
Well,
murk you.
I don't think shrines do. I've never seen a shrine boss. Shrines is neutral, baby.
That's true.
Yeah, +1. Let's
Yeah,
go.
shrines. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like
They
you could do.
sometimes have
That's why I
weird
like shrines. Shrines is just a buff to you.
ambush. I know ambush strong boxes is a really good one. No,
No.
sometimes ambush has exiles, but not bosses.
Whatever I play next league, bro, I'm making myself immune to strong boxes. Do you know how many times I die to Frost Nova? It's ridiculous.
Mm.
Why does it hit so hard? Nothing else hits that
Oh, there's
hard.
the detonate dead too. That's the big one too.
That you know what? I it's funny. A lot of my builds, I eke a small way of destroying corpses in there just out of reflex. So I don't mind detonate dead too much anymore.
There's still that boss that always kills everyone. The detonate dead boss. I forgot what map
Oh,
it
because
is.
she makes corpses.
Yeah,
Fuck her.
yeah. She's I don't even remember her name. All I know is that every time I see her, I'm like traumatized. Like, oh no, you can't leave,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh no, you just die for
Yep.
40% of your XP. Dead. Anyway,
Dang it.
uh,
God.
moving on.
Moving on. Next, what's
Uh,
your first one, bro?
so my first one is actually something I have not used this league, but I've been thinking about it. I've been using it, and I've been kind of like, damn, I may consider it next league. It's a Kalguuran boat content, which essentially allows you to basically maximize your boats in the port of Calgary.
How? Wait, you can maximize your boats on the Atlas tree?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know they added shit to the Atlas.
No, 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 no,
What?
not more boats, but basically, so right now the way I'm currently running a port is basically have one boat that's fully decked out. You get more, but for funding and gold and all that stuff. I have one boat, and then you load up that one boat, and all I have is crops, and then I just send out the crops, and I get divs, right? But I've
Yeah.
really started thinking about like, okay, well, how can I make this more profitable? And the one way you can do make pro profit is to get ores. The only way you get ores is to really be able to go through your atlas. And like they've strategically locked ores into your atlas. So I've been kind of like looking up and ways to really boost this. And uh, the one that you're currently seeing everyone is my version of it. And basically you right at the bat you go to the first one, which is Settlers of Calgar, is Prospector Luck, which is 20% chance to contain more ore. Scarabs also drop with Calgar and Scarabs. Again, this will start helping you build your Scarabs, the Calgar Scarabs. Once you get to then on the left hand side, you get to Refine Bargain. Refine Bargain allows you to then convert the rarity from your possessed monsters, 5% chance to convert to thaumaturgic dust. That fucking word.
Thaumaturgic.
And you also get your sulfuric sulfite will also turn into random ore, and your life forces will turn into random ore as well, random crops. So at a 150% value. So every time you see, you know, harvest, you go in, you get 150% of the value as crops. So that's more divs that you pretty much are being able to accumulate. And I'll explain to you what I'm talking about divs. For those of you who are wondering, like, what are you talking about? What divs? I always like to pick
Wait,
up what?
I'm sorry. I thought only crops became divs.
Yeah, but if I'm
Right.
so
Or
part
becomes gear.
right, so life force specifically with refiner's bargain, life force found in your maps is granted as a random crop instead at 150% of its value.
Oh, I misheard you. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so running this alongside harvest will basically net you a whole lot more crops.
Right, but then
The juicing.
you lose out on juice.
Yeah, but if I'm not,
I'm not gonna
again,
lie, bro. That I this whole league, like when I need money, it's always coming from fucking harvest juice, bro.
but this is the beauty of path. You don't there's
I
no
know.
such thing as a one way of doing things. Like the amount
True.
of divs I've gotten on just shipments, and I'm barely doing the port. I'm
I
barely doing it.
same.
And
I
every day I'm getting 2, 4 divs. Like you know what I mean? Like just easy. If I'm start juicing Calgary ports, I can imagine how much more divs I would be getting. And I'm just not even just that. The runes alone are worth a crazy amount.
my I so I have how like when you look at your currency stat tab, it
Hmm.
has like the whole bunch of things on the bottom. Mine is mostly runes, and they're none like dude. One, two,
It's
three,
only
four,
like
five,
two that's worth
eight,
something
nine,
though.
10. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have 10 types of runes sitting here that are fucking useless and worthless.
True, true. But I mean, look, part of getting the divs is a combination, and go over to poevault.com. There's a league mechanic that kind of explains how you should be sending out your shipments. But part of the port and reward system is trying to maximize your modifiers for the uh, the things that they're looking for, what they call what they call the quotas, port quotas, right? So when
Yeah,
they're looking for specific things, you need to be able to maximize those things. If all you're sending is crops, because that's all you're growing, you don't have ore, you're pretty much leaving money on the table.
I'm definitely leaving money on the table, but I will
So
tell you right now, I'm still getting like a very
yeah,
steady stream.
I know this is this and I've been thinking about this like damn like this is a really easy way of generating a lot of cash, especially early on when and passively. You don't even have to worry about doing it because you just feed the meter, send the boats out, and then you're going back to mapping. Like you're not really having to engage in on every map like usual. Like if you're doing harvest or if you're doing let's say my favorite breach, that's shit you gotta do in every map as you go through it. This is just complete a map as normal, and you're just gonna get some of these nodes that pop up. Um, so again, combining harvest with Calgar, and then like Coffee said, eventually, as you get to this point, you want to start putting points into either Shrine, Scarabs, or uh,
Eldritch.
Eldritch. Yeah,
If
Eldritch is an
Eldritch.
option, or expensive modifiers.
Yeah,
So
it's Scarab
again,
drop.
currently as you see here, I have scarabs, and the reason I have scarabs is because we're doing and now. Obviously, I have 132 out of 132. This is a sample. Obviously, this is what my ideal map would look like. Probably opt out of the shaping in the skies and maybe go for more of chiseled perfection. Possibly removing some of these middle ones, like 20 exiles, and getting more Eldritch modifiers. So there's modifications you can do
Exiles
this.
are scary.
Yeah, exiles are scary. They are. But again, this is 132 130. That means you completed every single map. I don't expect you at your early and mid game to be at this point. No. So at the first 60 map, you should have this node, which is Prospector's Luck, this node, Refiner's Bargain, and then these nodes appear when it comes to more ore. Why more ore? Again, I'm going to say this the last time. More ore allows you to help you complete the port quarters. And as you complete the port quarters along with your growing your crops, you'll be able to get a magnitude more loot per boat that you're sending. Now, if you want to go an extra step with this, you say, "Oh, but I don't, how but I need gold." Ha 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 ha. That's what scarabs are for. And if you're getting more scarabs as you're doing this, pop those scarabs in them, right? As soon as you get them, just pop one in there. This will start getting you more gold. Because a lot of the scarabs allows you to get either more ore, more gold, or more Kalgur style of drops. If you don't know, if you don't believe me, I'm just gonna call quick search Kalgur. The Kalgur of guided riches. Ore deposits in the area are at least magic. Again, magic means more drops, more of the whatever. Skalgar scarabs of refinement, or the deposit smelter bars instead of marking ore. So again, if you find one of these, they're very cheap. Just pop it in there, and then you're gonna get bars instead of ore. This it go. You can't. I can't even. I can't even explain to you why. Um, glittering. Now, the one thing I will say, is it glittering? Which one is the one with the money? Uh,
Horned Scarab of Glittering.
no, I don't. Is it glittering? Gain item rarity as each monster gain decaying over time. No, that's not glittering. Gold. Is it gold? No, it's not gold.
Oh, isn't that an all flame?
Yeah, you're right. All flame. All flame ember of gilded. Now, if you find one of these, all flame ember of gilded, pack monster drops as converted as to gold. Do not use that one. Do not use it. That thing is worth like 10 divs right now or something like that, right? Is what it's worth.
Uh, I'd have to look it up.
It's worth a
Uh,
lot because that's the main way people are using to farm gold right now, and like millions of gold per map. Maybe not millions, but you know what I mean.
like 800K.
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah, it's
so
pretty
if you find
close.
one of these, this is a way of, and then if you're running low on gold, you can there are gold runs that you could do it. You could use some of the cash you're getting to invest in some of this gold maps that you're.
Those are also expensive,
But
and
again,
they also require you to kind of be a little bit tankier.
yeah, again, this is scaling, right?
Yeah,
Scaling.
yeah. I'm
But
just
that's
giving
it.
like the caveats, just warning.
Uh, but again, this is again if you're mid to early and you're looking for something to do that will get you divs, guaranteed divs. Can't go wrong with port. Port will give you divs as long as you are being mindful. Check out again poevault.com. Look at the port quotas and basically this little window right here, the rewards. Basically, what will net you what when you send it to where. That's very important to understand this. You can't just be sending random stuff to random places because you may not get what you're looking for. And you'll be wondering like, why am I getting so much ward armor? Who the hell uses ward? That's why.
I,
Um,
I'm always really fucking sad because I do like getting the ward armor, but I never get good ward pieces. They're
hmm,
always trash. It's so hard to get good ward pieces. No wonder they're so fucking expensive.
yeah.
I've been looking because obviously I'm considering ward loop as fucking always.
Well, I mean, hey, it's not
If
bad.
it's my money, I can do with my money. If I feel like flushing all my
No,
money down for
I
something
spent.
automatic, I will.
I think I spent 5 divs on my miner just as a test bench.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure
I
out
haven't
like,
even
is
made
this
my secondary
feasible?
character yet.
Yeah, like if is it feasible? Could I do it? How would it feel? What the gameplay feel like? I just kind of wanted to, like, I didn't want to, like next league if I do it, I don't want to like go into it blind because I haven't done a minor in like at least a year or two. Um,
Believe it or not, bro, it's the same.
it's the same as a bow person,
It's
but
the same. Oh, maybe that's why to me it's like
yeah,
so
because it's
like
like stick and
it's
move,
no
stick and move, stick and
biggie.
move, stick and move, stick and move.
Yeah, you can't just
I
stay
don't I
still.
don't make characters like that. The reason why I like
It's,
making I make aura bots is because it's similar to melee. I just stand there and just like fuck you.
yeah,
Uh,
there's some shit that'll kill you. I see you die sometimes.
yeah, no, I mean I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I'm like, oh, it must have been that one thing that kills me. All right, whatever. And then, you're
I don't
gonna get that, but
understand.
with like stick and move characters, there's a lot of shit can kill you. You always have to stick and move, stick and move, stick and move. It's like, I'm okay with the
Well,
gameplay. It's just like, I wanna be a man.
You just kind of
Stand
have
here,
to
take it to the
you
face.
just kind of have to get to the point where you could blow everything up. But that wait. I know that sounds stupid, but understand that is really, really, really easy to do when you send out 23 things that can all do damage at once.
Yeah. And again, a miner is one of those things where it's like you throw you throw two or three mines down, especially with the locust and minefield and all that stuff.
Hmm.
One skill will throw like 10 things.
Yeah.
And right now with automation and all that stuff, like you don't have to. It's just move and it things just blows up, and
I used to just
it clears
bind
the
it to left
entire
click.
map.
I used to just bind detonate mines to left click,
No,
and
it's
you would
even
run
easier now,
every.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. Now they have automation of the mines. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's even easier now. So it's like you don't even have. I don't even know the purpose of the whole mining, the whole mine thing now. It's like,
Well,
uh,
I'll tell you. It actually has a huge purpose. Think of a skill, right, that has a huge ass cooldown, or one that is just too long for you to really get mapping well. Mines is for that. Like literally. Fucking what is it? Reap? Reap is not like you have to get a lot of attack speed for fucking Reap to work. You can turn that shit into mines and boom, 23 in a second. Congrats, bro. Like
yeah,
that's the fun part about mines. If it has something where like, dude, oh my god, the
requires
other one that's
scaling.
really fucking good, dude, I don't know. You played it the last one, right? The you played it the last league. I think before it was nerfed was Seismic Trap.
That was you.
I
That was
know
you.
I played Seismic
Yeah.
Trap. I thought you did too. I
No,
thought you
no,
made one.
no, no.
My bad,
I know you was
bro. I
like
miss.
nuking bosses before they even understood that they would get that.
That build
You did
was
run. I remember you did run into an issue of like scaling it though. You was running into that
yes.
brick wall.
It's just one of those things where like scaling it past a point where it can like start blasting Ubers to death is hard.
Yeah.
But normal map bosses, fucking hell, dude. Even like what was his name? Baron and shit like that, dude. Those dudes didn't have a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Like it was just once you got needed more than like 20 to 4 to 28 million damage more than you currently have, like that's when you start running into fucking problems. Fucking Uber Sears was a nightmare on that build. Fucking
Because yeah, the maps bosses with a lot of phases kill these kind of builds. They're not
yeah.
like it's just Sirius has 800 phases. Like it's like come on, dude. Like
You know what I
dude is a
miss so
chatty patty.
I miss Totem Explode.
Yeah, it's still chasing that high.
Bro, I'll never delete a boss faster than Totem Explode deleted a boss. And I didn't even run like the flat hit version of it. I ran a poison version of it. Still fucking disgusting.
So what's your next Atlas? I'm looking at
My
the
my
Harbinger.
next Atlas is Harbinger. Yes, that one right there. No currency really needed. You don't need the scarabs for it. You're getting a whole bunch of mobs. You have like what I wouldn't call them like consistent, but you have like how like you drop a chaos every now and again when you're early maps.
Hmm.
These you can drop like good shards. Fucking annulment shards and what is it, ancient shards and things like that. You can collect those a little bit easier. Skip out on the boss ones until you get like beefy enough to be able to survive. Those put a whole bunch of elemental debuffs on you, make it
Just
really make life hard.
just want to highlight the unspeakable offensive. This is where this works better. This turns shards into regular currencies. So this is basically as you do them, you'll be just dropping orbs, and it's popcorn. It's a lot of popcorn. But
A lot of
when you're
popcorn.
mid to early, this is what you want. It's popcorn.
Yep.
You're not gonna get raw divs.
Like if you're collecting the chaos shards, dude, you'll get at least 5, 10 chaos a map. Like
and
and if you actually collect it, and I know it's gonna be a lot of clicks, but that right there, fucking 10 maps, dude, you're rocking that div.
and the annulments, the ancients all transform into more chaos as you sell them and transfer them over. Like again, you can net 15, 20 chaos easy per map. And this is I'm talking about map five, tier fives, T6s, T8s. Yes, it's a
Because
lot of
I don't
clicking,
think
but
harbingers, I don't think harbingers scale too much
map
with what's it
modifiers.
called? Yeah,
No, no, they don't. They do scale with scarabs though.
yeah, yeah.
So
Scarabs are the
again,
thing that you use to juice them.
yeah. And I think they do scale. Do they scale with map size? I don't think they do.
If you have a good, you know what? I actually didn't even think about
I
this.
don't think they do.
If you have a good enough build for it, right? So say you get a build and you're like, man, this build is strong. It's still a little early. I don't have enough Atlas points. I need to do something that'll make me some money while I fill out my Atlas tree. Yo, I should have fucking put beasts in there because
As aside from on
as a
secondary
yeah, like a
to harvest.
yeah, secondary to harvest and just like scarab and shrines. Like you could probably do beast in there pretty good too.
Well, yeah, you pretty much run near all of the beast wheels. So yeah, you'll have
Like the
easy
beast wheels
access
are
to.
good.
You'll have easy. I don't know. I hate doing beast personally.
It's because Einhar is a bitch. Like
I, I I don't ever go through. I never even make an attempt to go through beast. But I know if you know what you're doing. But the beasts are kind of dangerous. I don't know.
well, so okay, so I'm gonna let somebody know. Like, if you've never done beast and you're like, well, what makes them really so dangerous? It's actually not very much because they are rares, right? They're just another fucking mob that exists. The problem with beasts is Einhar wants to come and capture said beast so he could take him to the menagerie. That means that you will be fighting this beast that looks dead as fuck for like 8 seconds sometimes because Einhar sometimes is a lazy piece of shit.
And calling doesn't work.
It does not, yeah, that does not work. It brings him to low, and then they have to do the whole animation of standing there getting electrocuted by Einhar. He's a lazy, long taking asshole. I can't stand
Yeah.
Einhar.
Yeah.
But there are some jackpot beasts that you can get
Oh yeah.
that will bring you capital
Oodles.
M money.
Oodles. Yeah. Oodles. Oodles.
And
Oodles.
getting and I learned this because I tried farming beasts. I farmed beasts when I was doing my ward loop on my Frost Spear Ice Nova build, or yeah, where I was looping those two spells because I had great single target damage and I didn't need to stand still ever or let them touch me. And the thing about beast is how many of them. How many of them can you kill in so many times? Because the chances of getting the good ones are pretty fucking low. But if you can go and power through 8 to 9 beasts per map and just beast that shit, oh dude, you'll make you'll easily make like 10 div in your first like 50 beasts.
And we're not even talking about. This is not. We're not even mentioning the regular currency you're gonna get in the maps itself.
Yeah, that's just the beasts itself.
Like yeah, this is
You'll
just
get
the
like 20,
return on
40 C beast, then you'll get that 10 div beast that's like, "Mwah, yeah, give me that money." And you'll be like, what the fuck? I only killed like 29 red beasts today. Yeah, dude. Beasts are wonderful. I love beasts.
like you
The
can hit.
problem is that the mechanic
Yeah.
itself sucks.
I mean, and we haven't even gone into like delving and some of these other mechanics. Like one thing that none of us are mentioning probably in this episode is bossing, because bossing requires you to have bossing is not necessarily a recommended, at least for me, not a recommended strategy for early to mid game, because you need to blast bosses really fucking fast. Like,
Either that or be tanky enough to live through them. So like if you're running
well,
Righteous Fire,
because it when you
bossing
make
is just gonna take you a long time.
well, yeah, and then when so as you make your atlas for bossing, one of the things you got to pick up is destructive play, and
Yeah.
that's requiring you to fight not just one boss but three bosses, and then you got to just like blitz through the map as quick as possible, get to the boss because that's where your loot comes from. It's the bosses.
Mhm.
You're not gonna get shit from the map itself, so you got to just run through the map, kill everything you want, go to the boss, kill the boss, and then that's when you start getting your shit. And for early and mid game, I personally don't recommend that. I just don't think it's gonna net you well. good money. But I could be wrong. Maybe there is a way. Maybe there's maybe there's a
I've
specific
only
build out there that
made
allows you.
I've only made like two good bossers. Nah, four. I made four good bossers because I made a Chaos Looper and I did remake that Frost Spear build, so I'm counting those two.
Now this is
Uh,
different than Uber killing. Uber killing is different.
uh, those I consider that just a late form of bossing.
Yeah, it is. It is. But like you can transition over to being a regular mapper. Then later on, when you get enough money and you start transitioning over to Uber killing, that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different because you don't necessarily
That's when
need
you
to
start
do
needing
destructive
abilities and
play.
damage.
Yeah, you don't need destructive play. You don't need none of these nodes. You just pop into Uber, go in, kill it, drop, sell, boom, rinse and repeat.
It's like, and even then, you can go and advertise your services on TFT for people to pay you to go and kill bosses for
Yeah,
them,
you're
and then you
carrying.
can
Yeah,
sell spots for certain things. Like, say, your favorite fucking boss is Uber Maven. You could literally sell portals to your Uber Maven. So as you're doing them, people come and pay you a div or two to come and just sit in the map while you kill it.
yep.
Because they're just like, nah, I can't do that. Uber Maven's scary, and you're just like, man, fuck Uber Maven, because
I
we
mean,
know
I
our
can't even.
audience.
I
We
can't
know
even
our
do
platform.
regular Maven. So like the mind games, fucking like nah, bro. Again, I usually just beg you to do it.
Again, that's another one that is just easier done alone. It's so much harder with someone else because alone I can
Man,
control
I
when
can't.
orbs
I can't do
drop.
the bop it. I can't do the bop it.
I can do the bop it, but so the problem I think is with the bop it again with multiple people is either of us can fuck up the bop it
Yeah.
and we both die. Again, easier done alone. If you
I
are
think we
so I will
just
tell you if
we
again we're off topic. If you are someone who wants to run that, the way it's done is not inviting them in the beginning. Is you go through your first, second, and almost to the third phase where Maven is basically like about to die. You tell them to come in, they come in, then you kill the boss.
yeah.
You do
And
the
make
fight
sure you
first
have
alone.
call. Make sure you have call. Make
Yes.
sure you
Oh
have
God.
call. You don't want three extra people in the room and you get DPS 300% more health. All right,
It's
just
like,
make sure you bring them down to like that butter zone of like 30%, and then invite them in, and then just boop that.
and as you learn your build, you get better at it. But these things, like if you're able to do these things, your skills are valuable. There are ways of you making money.
Yes,
And that
yes.
like that's not even like an atlas
Um,
strategy. That's just like you just doing the thing that you got a thing for. And just be like, hey, I'll charge someone 5C to get the red beast achievement. Fuck it. Like you
yeah,
can make money doing all kinds of shit.
yeah. And again, if you're not a TFT user, if you've never done TFT user, you don't trust TFT, you don't have to. If you're looking to expand the diversity of how to make cash in TFT, not cash, maybe currency in TFT, in Path, TFT is a good resource to do. Again, use it cautionally, use it, sparingly. Um,
I'm not gonna sit here and go and read what TFT tells you verbatim. There are like
guides
if
and
you're doing something,
tutorials
there
and
are guides of how a trade is supposed to work on TFT.
yeah, they
You
go
will
to the extreme to fix their credibility.
So understand that if you there are a ton of reputable people on TFT. I have used TFT for so many every my 8 mod maps that I buy, I don't fucking roll them, guys. I buy them.
Oh. You gotta you it's like
I send
everything.
the guy a
It's
regex and
like
be like,
it's like
"Hey,
it's like the music industry, bro. We can't make beats every time, bro. We gotta outsource that shit. Like
gotta outsource that shit. Fuck that."
like if you only
Like
have an hour to the play, like you can't sit there and be rolling maps for like an hour and then be like, nah, bro. Like regex, what you can't do, go on TFT, but like I need 80 of these bitches. How much?
give
5
me
divs here.
easy.
Thank you.
Boom.
And then that's it.
Mapping.
Like, and
Batch
again,
mapping.
that's not an early to mid game strategy, but I want you guys to think beyond early to mid game. Yes, you will eventually start out in early to mid game, but if you keep playing, you will be in late game. And late
You will
game,
outgrow the Atlas strategies that we've given you today so quickly if you're diligent.
Yeah, if you play it, you don't even have to play 5, 6 hours a day. If you play an hour or two a day, which on average player, that's what they play. That means you're doing between 5 to 8 maps a day, right? There are only 102 maps. If we calculate that and just do rough calculation, that means that you're doing uh, 5 maps every hour. Let's say you do 5 maps, which again, 5 maps every hour is extremely slow.
Yeah. Well, it's depending on the content you're doing. If you're doing something like, for instance, like 8 mod, like really juiced mapping, 5 maps in an hour is not bad with how much shit you're dropping and with how tanky some of these mobs can be. And then if you're doing Abyss, that adds time onto the thing. So time is relative.
Yeah,
Is my point.
but I mean, on average, like early
With
on,
no map mods that are like
yeah,
specific currency farm,
ten
I could blast
minutes.
a map in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2, 5 minutes. You know what I mean? You stop a trade, go back into a map. I think 10 maps, 10 maps is comfortable. 10 maps per hour. That's a good. That's what you should be striving for. If you're struggling in that department where you're not completing maps, 10 maps per hour, that's what you need to start looking at. You're like, all right, how do I complete more maps per hour? What am I doing? What am I taking too long? Is my preparation taking too long? Is my
I sit in the hideout.
yeah, am I a hideout warrior? Like, am I trading too long? Hey, if you're working, th- working might be the day, might be the time to take a break, work. I'm not advocating for this, but if you have a type of work where you're just staring at a screen and you can open up your phone instead of doom scrolling, look up a POE trade
Yeah, just
and just
look at
look
the
up at the
people
items
buying.
that you're looking for. Yeah, window shop. That's the perfect time. Like, all right, boom. So by the time you get home, you go in, pop the trade. You know already what you're looking for. You already know the mods, and you can keep pushing. I mean, I know one person told me that, and it actually blew my mind. I didn't know about this, but you could trade from your phone, and it sends the notification to the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So you don't even have to like pop it into your as long as you get the authorizations and all that stuff on your phone, log
Oh
in. You can do
yeah.
that way. So you can save the searches on your phone and then come back home and boop 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 and go from there. And the reason I knew that it's because I was playing on my Steam Deck for a little bit. And I'm like, damn, I want to fucking trade, but I can't fucking like go on my PC right now. And I'm like, oh wait, I could use my phone. So that's how
That's
that came
awesome.
about. Um, but again, just maximize the amount of time that you're spending mapping. Uh, but if you again,
Spending a little bit of money to streamline a situation that is like tedious. Like guys, like for instance, like say you just need like a +1 fire wand and they cost like 20-40 C. Guys, I know it's tempting to roll it, but if that is gonna legitimately fucking stop you from being able to play that day, just fucking go blast a couple maps, get the currency for it, and buy it.
yeah, it's as simple as
Don't be
that.
ashamed to buy shit. There are some people who will sit there and tell you like, "No, man, you need to craft or you need to manually do
Don't.
everything." Don't think that just because we had it hard, you had to have it hard.
the
You know what
next
I mean? Like
the next step
it's
I'll say is don't push too far ahead. Right? Don't
yeah,
feel like you should be doing red maps when your character can only do yellow maps. That's a
because
pitfall that
that
a
just
lot of people
feels
drop.
bad. That
Yeah,
just feels bad and makes you want to quit.
not only that, you're not completing maps because if you're running into a map and you're dying, okay, then you have to roll that map. So then now okay, next map, and you're not sustaining maps. So one of the biggest pitfalls that a lot of end game players fall into is not being able to sustain maps, and the reason why that is because you're not completing maps fast enough. So oftentimes, which the power creep we should do is you're doing white maps, right? And then you get an upgrade.
Also, your void stones are kind of important for sustaining maps.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So if you can't do
Like those
bossing,
are a lot.
it's a good to outsource some of that.
Yeah,
Maybe save
buy
up
it.
for a carry.
Yep.
Save up. Go on TFT again. I hate. I know TFT is not a recommended thing for, but it's the utility of it is so much nice. They're just, oh, this voice tone for 60C. There you go.
You know what I will say that might help anybody who is on the fence about TFT?
We're
The
not
way
spokespeople
of
for TFT, by
nutting,
the way. This is not
but the
sponsored by
thing is,
TFT.
nope, not at all. But if you are like, a little nervous about it, and the easiest way to not get scammed in any situation on the planet is to learn.
Yeah,
Go read some of the channels that exist on TFT, right? Some dude tells you that you could buy a mirror item for 2C there, and you've never seen anybody advertise that, then you've learned that, maybe that's fucking bullshit.
yeah.
You go and actually look. Don't, if you're not comfortable, don't even like buy anything or
Just
interact with it. Just
just
kind of
look at
go
it.
and read how other people are. Go and look at the vouch system and how that works. Look at the little symbols next to their name so you know what a recommended person by TFT's channel itself looks like.
Yeah,
Because there are some people who take their service providing to an
serious.
insane degree serious.
Like a job.
Like you gotta, some of them I have a lot of respect for, but like, dude, there's a lot of carries that have good service records. These things exist. Hell, dude, you ever been looking for a fucking craft that you know it exists but you can't fucking find it? TFT, that helps that shit too.
Yeah. I mean, and
Like,
they got a lot of
that one's
free.
a little sketchy.
The way I've gotten started with TFT, though, as honest as possible, is there's a lot of free shit in there too. Believe it or not, there's a lot
It's-
of free stuff that's being offered just for vouchers, and
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and that's a perfect way of like, there's nothing, there's nothing on you. There's nothing on you to worry about. You don't have to pay for anything. Just go in. This person's like, oh, I'm offering this for free. Just give me a vouch, and you just learn how to vouch. Go into their maps, get the yummies, respect the rules. If they say don't pick up shit, don't pick up shit. Respect the rules. And then and then just keep going, and eventually you'll become confident enough to be like, I'm gonna buy that mirror tier item, right?
It just takes time.
It takes time,
It
but
takes time to get lucky in this game, unless it doesn't, in which you already found your mirror. Like,
that's true. Yeah, unless you get lucky and like, this is the first day playing, you go into a map and you find a mirror, and you're like, okay, what do I do with this thing?
yo,
Nothing.
then
You
message
quit,
us
uninstall.
directly. I'll help. I'll help you spend the mirror. I'm not even gonna spend it on myself. Dude. With a mirror, do you know the kind of build I'd be able to make for someone with a
Depends.
mirror?
If it's the first day, if it's the second day, first week. Like, it depends on how much money you can get for it.
Like, no, no, no. If you found a mirror like day one, I say literally just keep going and play the game and pretend like you didn't fucking find it for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. Until someone crafts some mega, mega, mega thing.
Nah, not even that, dude. You want the mirror to be worth
A
at least the
bazillion.
ability to be able to buy your build.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Because, unless your build is complete and you're ready for like your mirror item, don't
I
consider
don't think,
spending your mirror in one
I
place.
don't know the people who are listening to this are that people.
Right, but we don't know. Someone
You're
might.
aspiring to be a mirror person.
If you're aspiring to be a mirror person. But
Um,
this also goes for divs. Don't If you have only one div and you just found your fucking div, don't spend it on
no.
one fucking item.
Yeah, don't do
You
that.
can get 5 or 6
Yeah,
good upgrades to
yeah,
shit that you have.
yeah. I've done that, by the way. I have guilty of that. I will get a div. I'm like, what's the most expensive upgrade I can do? And then boom, do that one. And the you might, depending on which item it is. If it's a weapon, your power creep that you'll feel is much better. But if it's like an amulet that gives you meh kind of boost, yeah, it's worth the div because of the rarity of it. But then again, you didn't gain much from it. The power creep that you feel is not much of it. So, it's kind of like one of those situations where it's like spending a div outright. It's not necessarily the recommended thing. Also, remember things change value. Like
Yeah, over
over
days.
hours, especially early
That's true.
league. Like sometimes like hour three would be like 500 chaos, and then hour two would be like one chaos. All right, not
Yeah.
divs, not divs, but this obviously I'm being extreme here, but just keep an eye on the market, keep an eye, open up PoE Ninja and see what's going on.
Get yourself Awakened
forces
PoE trade.
or forces, you know.
Yeah,
The
get
one
yourself
thing
PoE trade. You know, the Awakened PoE trade. That shit is
the
super
overlay,
useful
yeah,
for
yeah.
pricing items. Yeah,
If you,
because
if
PoE
you,
overlay is different.
and if you,
I don't use that no more.
which one? Awaken?
PoE overlay. No, yeah, PoE overlay is different.
Yeah. Oh no, I meant like that's what they're called. That they're
That's their
overlays.
overlay. I get you.
Yeah.
I just
Not
prefer
the.
Awakened PoE trade. It's so nice because
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is
It's good.
an overlay and it is pretty good. I just like Awakened PoE
You know
trade
why I like
for
PoE overlay? The trade
why.
assist, trade companion.
You know what? I will admit that that is really nice.
And
That
I
is something I
wish
wish that
Awakening
Awaken
will
had.
fucking get it. It's so
I
nice to
know.
just invite. It's so nice to say, it's the one thing I read. It's the reason,
Yeah.
one reason I use it. I use both of them, by the way. But I use
I
PoE
don't.
overlay because of trade companion.
I don't. I kept having this weird problem where something would like get them feedbacking with each other, and it would fucking like tank my FPS randomly.
Why? What I do when I go, and this is way the fuck off topic, but at this point, who gives a fuck? Um, I turn off
Over
all
here,
of
press a
the.
button.
Yeah, I I turn off all of the hotkeys of PoE overlay. The ones that like give me the trade results and all that stuff, the values.
Hmm.
That way it doesn't conflict with Awaken, even though they're different, even though they're different hotkeys. But that's one of the things I do as a precaution. But
Okay.
I do notice that Awakening sometimes doesn't launch from my game. I don't know what the fuck that's about. So sometimes I forget to launch it. Anyway, the one last thing I was gonna say before I forget is power creep and progression. Early to
I'm
mid
not sure if
game,
you're using power creep
power creep
correctly.
meaning you just bought an upgrade, you feel stronger, you want to blast.
I
Um,
would consider that just feelable power. Power creep is like expansions and stuff. Like so if every league they introduced new skills, right? And every league they did this, but they never changed the old ones. The new ones are probably going to be better than the old ones were, and that is an example of power creep.
okay, fair enough. So power expansion.
I'm just
So
yeah.
as you make an upgrade and you say to yourself, okay, I feel stronger. Should I keep going? Should I progress? There's going to be certain points in early to mid game where you're going to get stuck in a specific type of map, meaning white maps, yellow maps, red maps, right? But as you're progressing from whites to yellows and then yellows to red, it's very important to make upgrades. Now, one upgrade may not be enough to go into the next section of maps, to the next tier of maps. You may start feeling like a little, and you want to make sure you are doing your 10 per hour. So if you are now doing, you going from T6s to T7s, and all of a sudden you went from 10 maps now to 6 maps, so 5 maps an hour, and you're doing the best you can. You're not doing anything that's distracting you. You just kind of go in. It just takes you much longer because your damage is not up to par or you're dying more. That's an indicator that you don't have enough upgrades. You need to go down a tier, right?
Yeah.
Don't keep pushing that tier because it don't matter what farm you're doing. It don't matter which.
Completing maps is better than not completing
Yeah,
maps.
because you're dying. You're not getting anything. It's like 10 an hour. It's try to think about that ratio and try to shoot for that ratio. Again, there are better ratios, and that's just a rough suggestion. You can shoot for more, you can shoot for less, depending on your lifestyle, depending on what's going on. I have a toddler. Sometimes, 10 an hour is not even fucking possible for me. But it's. How many maps do we do per play session?
We usually do either 10 or 12.
10 or 12, and that's usually about an hour to 2 hours. But our maps
Mhm.
are giga juiced. Each map takes about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and then like each abyss takes about 3 minutes each one, and we have sometimes like 4 or 5 of them in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, so why does it take us that long? It's because again, when you start juicing maps, there's more shit to kill. There's more content in there. So yeah, it may take you 6, 10, 15 minutes to complete one map, but you're getting one
We're
to
killing
five
10,
divs per
15,000
map.
monsters.
So if you're lucky, you get 50. That you get a crazy div amount per map, right? Because the divs, the more money you spend on a map doesn't always equate the amount of profit you get from a map. However, the likelihood that you're spending more money on that map is you're going to get more payout from it. I don't know if that makes sense.
That's the expectation.
That's the expectation. Okay.
You
But
need you need to, like, when you're doing something and you're adding currency value, something that you're, putting into your map, you want to get more than that in return. These things are investments.
right.
You invest in scarabs because scarabs gives you more monsters, and more monsters means that you're killing more things, and more things means more drops. You are a magic find character. That's a huge difference for you.
But when
So
you see
4C per map added in scarabs is not a big deal.
when you
But if you
see
go and you're like one div scarab per map, like, you better be making some good fucking money off that map.
yeah, when you see these YouTube channels, and I'm not gonna mention any. I think one of my previous channels I made a thumbnail that kind of like uh, throwing shots at some of these channels that says 20 divs an hour, 100 divs an hour. Bro, don't. That's clickbait, bro. Like,
It's so
that's
clickbait.
clickbait, bro. Understand is that there is everything is RNG. Everything's RNG. So yeah, you may get X amount of divs per map, but you also have to think about how are you making these divs. You're not gonna get raw divs all the time. Sometimes it's just drops that convert to divs.
Not even that. Are you capable of is your character capable of doing that strategy
Yeah, that's true.
to the degree that you're seeing?
As
Like, because
fast
again,
as they're doing it.
because the thing is like, for instance, right? So say you're doing like T17 farm, right? And you see a good strategy on T17 farm, and you're
A
like, you know
hundred
what,
divs an hour.
and you're like, dude, I could easily do that. But your build isn't like that dude's build. That dude has been able to spend two mirrors on his shit. And you're sitting there, 50 div into your build. And you're like, but you know what? Still, but you can only do it at like a quarter of the power. You know what? You're like, nah, I can still do it okay. I'm not doing it as fast, but I'm still doing it. You could go do an easier strategy, blast harder, and you'll be making more money.
Yeah, because if it costs you 20, let's say the T17 one that we were using costs us about what is it like a div or two per map?
It was like 1.5 div per map, yeah.
Yeah. And then when we were doing it, we was barely getting that back. So we were losing money every time we popped the map. We just kept losing money. If you're in that situation where your investment is much lower than your return, you need to stop doing it. Stop doing it.
Like, as soon as you can. And
Like,
again, I realized what our problem was. We weren't able to do it to the degree that some people and some builds were able to do it. Because again, some people are gods at this fucking game and know how to make builds that are just cracked, and they know how to do it consistently. They know how to craft the items,
yeah,
they know how to do it on a budget, and they know how to do it early.
yeah,
Those dudes, don't compare yourself to those dudes. I'm 55, 5,600 hours in. I can't compare with those dudes. Those people breathe and live this game. I've had some cracked ass builds, but I've some of these, like, what was the dude? The
what was
guy that
this?
broke the delve record, bro.
I forgot his
That
name.
dude,
Damn.
if you gave me 4 or 5 mirrors, I could
Steve.
recreate his build,
I
bro.
think his name is Steve. Steve something.
Yes, bro. I could not recreate that build if you gave me pretty much unlimited currency. His build is fantastic. His items are
Immaculate.
perfect. Like, I settle, bros. This is the settle crew. I
Uh,
didn't get fucking tier 3 lightning. I got tier 4. Fuck it. We
uh,
rolling, boys.
eh.
Like,
I mean, those are
and
those
then
are realistic situations. Like every, again, if you're stuck in early to mid game and we're this late into the league, and I understand that this, oh, you should have brought out this video 4 or 5 weeks ago. It doesn't matter because there's a X amount of players right now trying to push red maps. And if you are stuck in those situations, you get frustrated. You don't you're in that borderline of quitting. Understand what's going on with your situation. Understand that you're working against yourself. You're not letting your character grow. You're not letting your character grow. And let's be honest, your character might not be great. And that's a whole different video. But really taking a
And that's not even a bad thing.
yeah,
I
taking a
went
good
like
look.
5 leagues without having a good character.
Yeah, like it, sometimes looking at your character like what the fuck is happening? Like it's not even about your juicing. It's not even about your content. It's just your build might be jacked, bro. And that's okay. That's part of growing. That's part of like understanding like what the fuck is happening. You may need some assistance. You may need some help. You may need some, read a little more. Um, Not necessarily rolling a new character, but understanding like, okay, do I have my resistances up? Do I have my layers of defenses up? Right? That stuff is important.
What and I know this is gonna be hard, especially for those of you who are joining us and are kind of new. Find the big thing is I know it's hard. Try to pay attention to what's killing you. I know it's hard.
You got 6 portals, bro.
You got 6 portals. Try to identify in every situation where you die. Just don't release immediately. Try to think for a moment, and if you have like shadow play, look at your shadow play.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Find
think about that.
out what the fuck is killing you.
And if you don't know what the fuck is killing you, go on Reddit with the video and be like, what the fuck killed me? And
What
then
the fuck is killing me?
8 of us would be like, bro, that's chaos damage, bro. That's poison,
Yeah.
bro.
Like being able to identify the holes in your build is a thing. It's not only about raw damage numbers and attack speed. It's not just about, it's about making sure that all of these crazy stats that we have on these fucking wonderful items are meshing well enough to create something greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah. And if you're new and you're like saying to yourself, I don't want to use a guide, I don't want to use a character guide, and you're like wholeheartedly don't want to do it, I don't blame you. It's fine.
Struggle
Don't.
busted up though.
But you have to put in the work to make that character. The game don't suck. If you can't say, oh, this game sucks when you're not willing to put in the time and learn the mechanics.
Even if it's just like you see a little dark black red arrow that passed through the screen one time and you're like, what the
That
fuck kind of damage is that? And like go up and read and find out what the mob that threw it did. They have a wiki.
yeah. And
It's not
again,
perfect.
let's say you didn't see. Oh, actually, better than a wiki, go on Path of Exile database.
Yeah. POEDB.
Yeah,
Better. Yeah.
POEDB. It has everything, everything you would need. Especially when it comes to like damage, what type of damage. If you can see my name in the mob, if you can see, again, if you saw it happening, you dead. Go back in and then find the mob. Look at the name. Be like, okay, what the hell is that? Died again. Okay, just pop it open. POEDB. I don't know. Give me the name of the character. I don't know, like Diabolical Imp, and you'll see. Diabolical Imp does 3 skills: Death Ray, Death Beam, Death Touch, and they'll tell
And
you a
middle
type of
finger.
damage. Yeah, like it'll tell you each damage, and be like, oh, I'm dying because of whatever damage. Oh, I got to. How do I fit that into my build? Boom.
I understand that pride is like super in video games. We're all attached to it. Like there is no down to looking at a guide from someone who is not only experienced what you've experienced before, but is trying to that has done what you're trying to do. It's good. They have invaluable information, and I promise you, even if you copy that guide as best as your ability,
You're
none of your
still gonna
items
suck.
will be like that guy.
Yeah, you're still
No,
gonna
none of
suck.
your items will be that way. Your tree will still have little tiny problems in it.
Yeah.
Your flask won't be perfect. Th- these are all things that it's just experience and learning as much as you can about the whole thing. This is a game that started before shit was made easy by video games and
Yeah.
video game
Until
developers.
this is
You
14
need
years,
so many
15 years in
tools
the
to make
process
this
now.
work. This so hard, but I love it.
All
We
right.
got it.
I think this is a full
Full ass episode.
full app episode. For those of you listening on Spotify, if you are still listening, thank you for being with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out with us. Like always, just keep supporting us. Check out our YouTube. Check out our everything else that we got going on. For those of you listening on YouTube, check out our Spotify full episodes. This specific episode, if you're listening to this section, is going to be chopped up, and I will do my best to chop up all these videos for YouTube, because YouTube people don't like listening to 2 hours of content. Um, but our Spotify people who don't mind, especially if they have here for a long ride, car ride. But thank you guys so much. Updates. Nothing that comes
Nothing
to mind.
really.
Nothing that comes to mind.
I might
Again,
be making a second character soon.
like always, if you have any suggestions, if you have any preferences, anything that you want us to cover specifically that other people are not covering, hit us up. We are open to
We
it,
will try.
and
We're
we'll
not,
do our best.
fast with it, but we will do.
What the best? I mean, I think I could do better. All right, for everyone, I'm going to do better. I do look at the contents for suggestions, but sometimes I get a little distracted and I don't see them fast enough. So yes, I'll try to do better and try to monitor some of the comment sections a little bit easier. To make sure we are pushing out some of this content as soon as we can, as relevant to the request too. I don't want to push it 4 weeks after someone requested it. But I hope this episode was helpful for anyone who are maybe struggling or maybe trying to gain understanding, and if maybe not this league, next league. You know. By the way, last thing I'll say is this also applies. Everything we said today also applies to Path 2. Although Path 2 has its quirks, the principle still stands. The process still stands. But again, Path 2 is a
I
different game.
that is Caster's opinion. I disagree.
Until next time.
I do not believe that the things that make Path 1 doable are the things that make Path 2 doable.
They- I think
Especially with how they've reacted to builds being strong.
it's let's not open up this can of worms.
Okay.
Like always, subscribe, check us out. Thank you
Have
so
a good night.
much, and have a good one. I should play the boop 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 boop.